Good evening and welcome to War Thunder. I am Old Dead Man. My heavens, Gaijin has been busy this week. Well, it's only Monday, but the end of last week and first part of this week, lots of things going on. Most of them I've already addressed in some to some level on the dev server, but we're going to go through the dev blogs and the announcements and see what we can make of it. The PTZ-89 is coming to the Chinese rank 6 tree. It's basically an Object 120 with tech tree equivalent basically, and I think they'll have a lot of fun. 120 millimeter cannon, high rate of fire, good mobility, no armor. Sneeze at it, it dies. Pretty straightforward, but they're going to have a lot of fun with it because all the people that have the Object 120 enjoy it a ton on in War Thunder. Next one up is one that I did not catch on the dev stream. This is the Celeri Sahariano, the Desert Cheetah. It's a rank 2 medium Italian tank. It's by the way, this is one of the ones that was introduced as part of the revenue share program. The designers of the model created it entirely, and they got it got put into War Thunder by Gaijin. We're looking at a rank 2 tank. It's going to have a reasonable gun, but you're going to struggle with some of the heavy duties that happen to be in the same BR range. So keep an eye out for that. Good mobility, good firepower, but again, not much armor to speak of. I think M22s are going to eat this thing's lunch. The Imperatrica Maria. This is a Russian battleship before World War I. It's coming to rank 5 Russia on the naval tree. It's got, I believe it's 305 millimeter cannons, 12 of them across 4 turrets. So that's 3 to a turret. And they also have a smaller 76 millimeter, I believe it is, gun on top of each of them, which is supposed to be for lighter targets. In addition, it also has 10, 100, and I gotta remember the now. 130 millimeter cannons on each side. So the 10, 130 millimeter cannons would be great for the smaller targets. The 75, 76 millimeter guns on top aren't going to do anything against air. This thing is basically weak against airplanes because you're not going to put a shot on with it. But it's got an impressive broadside. Should be pretty good. But it's all the downsides of a battleship and all the pros of a battleship. I mean, it's just, take your pick. It's going to be another one of those big, huge battle wagons. This time for Russia. Yak 38. This puppy was interesting when we looked at it on the dev server. Got a good variety of payload options. Vertical takeoff, a lot of fun. And to be honest, off of that aircraft carrier, you will need to use the vertical takeoff. It does not give you any option for a horizontal takeoff. So it is a subsonic, basically a jet fighter. It says jet fighter, but I would treat it more as an attacker. Rank 6 should be a lot of fun. Then we come to the controversial announcement, the Battle Pass. Understand that I've gone through this a couple times. This one's just a bit confusing to me, but the long story short, as far as I can tell, they have a free and a paid method of going into the Battle Pass. There's a limited number of things you can get with the free section, including one of the premiums. And then you can get access to all of them if you pay money and get into it, and you can get all 4 of the potential rewards in the end. There's a bunch of smaller rewards that are coming for it, and the tasks look pretty nutball. But let's take a look at the various prizes here: Silver Lions, boosters, war bonds, backups, orders, decorations, all the normal things you can get in a box, basically. Decals, profile icons, medals, titles, premium vehicle coupons, and season vehicle camouflages. So that's a bunch of things you can get. And you could potentially get the Matilda Hedgehog, a heavy Matilda tank that includes an anti-submarine bomb launcher with 24 Hesh bombs. I'll bet you that thing's going to be hard to aim. The ORP Garland H-37 from Britain, which is a destroyer built in the 30s. The F2G-1 Super Corsair, another one of those amazing Corsairs that serves so well. So that's a U.S. potential premium there. And a T-10A, which is of course, an improved modification of the latest Soviet serial heavy T-10 tank. Big old gun, stabilizer, and night vision. So those are the potential vehicles you could get if you want to pay up and pony up the dollars. Well, gold coin. How it works, again, I've read through this several times. It's not the best phrased, as far as I can tell. You can progress through levels and get prizes marked as free. To get prizes from all levels, you have to purchase the Battle Pass. Battle Pass can be bought for, as far as I can tell, 2,000 golden eagles. Or you can pay 2,500 and get 150 progress points, or even just get a Battle Pass level, which is just an individual one of the levels, and a few progress points for just 75 golden eagles. It's active for an entire season. The minimum length of the season is 75 days, but it could be longer depending on what's going on in the game at the time. Some of it you get just by jumping in the game. Some of it you get by completing battle tasks, and more of it you get by completing season challenges. So, you can also use this to unlock your war bond achievements as well. So, there's some things that are going to be duplicated across between war bonds and battle pass. Prizes and points do not carry over from season to season. You can purchase some of the prizes that after the season ends, but some of them are also only exclusive to the season. There's a bunch of questions there, most of which are not really relevant for the base understanding of it. But that's kind of the long story short. I had seen some of the battle tasks. Let's see. I'm passing the way. I had seen some examples of some of the tasks. Let's see if they put it onto the here. Nope, it's a duplicate of what we had going on the actual dev blog. Some of these tasks are things like, hundreds of first places and, hundreds of kills and things like that. Obviously intended to be carried out over the entire season. So keep that in mind. There'll probably be tasks that have to be done in the week and tasks that need to be done in the season. So I have to keep an eye on that. And we'll just have to see what comes out of it when we get there. And the Dagger VI visual improvements. Got a lot of effects coming in. If you shoot a hole in a tank, the hole shows up in the spot you shot it and will be appropriate for the type of round you shot it in, including the potential to have it stick or stop in the hole. In addition, you shoot some holes into a tank, then light it on fire, see the fire through the holes. That's pretty awesome. They have introduced the illuminating shells and did a great video that addressed this early on. There will be basically star shells that slowly fall down and illuminate areas of the map. They can be shot and destroyed to prevent them from illuminating the area if you're trying to be sneaky Pete. But this gives people that don't have the night vision goggles or the night vision devices or thermals the opportunity to see more of what's going on around. My understanding is that it's mostly going to be focused on like the capture zones, not just randomly placed on the map, but we'll have to see what it looks like when the patch comes out. Dynamic lighting. That's right. You get the light from various sources and directions, and the shadows and lights are now dynamically generated. At least there are more of them are dynamically generated, which gives a lot more opportunities for the engine to show off all the amazing lighting and like that. Now, I was not able to confirm the effects on grass myself because, for some reason, my dev server, my client would not render the grass that was close to my tank. So I had no way of really proving this, but it looks like it's going to actually have the shockwave of your cannon affecting the grass. Burnt out vehicle towing. We are familiar with that one already as well. You can tow it around. You can use it to block the road. You can tow a junk out of the way. Voila, take your pick. A lot of interesting things that this is going to be done. So when you get killed on the battlefield, your tank will no longer just disappear. It'll be able to be pulled out of the way. To be honest, I'm glad they finally gave the tow straps something useful to do again. Because while they used to be really useful when it was first introduced, the utility of them was basically nerfed like crazy. This will give you something interesting you can do with it at least. When you're in turbulent conditions, your wings will bend. They'll flex. They'll vibrate. That's right. Those conditions will be represented in War Thunder now, and you'll be able to, if you're taking the time and you're doing the right maneuvers, see your wings start jumping and bouncing. I don't know how that's going to feel for those that are in VR, but it'll be interesting. Reflected light. You can play with this right here. It's basically giving you a slightly more realistic reflection engine. So, for instance, these puddles over here, you see the light from the sky more readily. It's more bright and correct, for lack of a better way to say it. This one, I'll tell you honestly, I've looked at these two images and stared at them, and I really don't see much to speak of different between them. As it could is the only thing that it improves your frame rate. It says it performs correct smoothing of objects in the game world for high resolutions without overloading the computer hardware. So basically, it's upscaling the image. I'm not seeing much difference between them, but then again, my monitor is not 4K super uber gaming monitor. It's an old TV. It works. And lastly, hit marks on the environment. Shoot a wall, it'll leave a mark. Shoot a wall with a bigger round, it leaves a bigger mark. Shoot a wall with a big enough round, it leaves no wall. Should be really interesting. This will be a lot more detail than's ever been presented in War Thunder. Previously, they just gave you a flat sprite on the surface when you shot it, and it didn't really mean much of anything. It'll be interesting to see how this looks when we finally get in the engine and start blowing things up. Finally, the last and most important one. The patch is coming. The patch is coming. That's right. Tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock GMT, they're shutting the servers down and taking the hamsters out of the squirrel cages. They're going to start the patch, and when it's over, it's over. We'll see what comes out. And that's everything I know about what's coming to War Thunder. Hope that this helps you get prepared. A quick summary here, for lack of a better way of saying it, but sure looks like the graphics are going to be fun. Battle Pass looks and some of the vehicles look interesting. So we'll see how it all washes out. I will be interested to see what the Battle Pass system looks like when I finally actually get back into the game itself. See how it interacts with Warbond. See if it might be worth the time to actually accomplish some of the tasks and get some of the vehicles. A lot's going to depend on what they put at that low free tier item that you. If they don't let you choose, then what it is going to make a big difference. You want to bet it's going to be a boat? Have a great night.